live from maybe Vienna. No reason, just maybe. Why do you ask?
Are you in Vienna? Are you from Vienna?
No, not from, but
Kristen, are you in Vienna? Is Vienna convenient for you?
Raise your voice.
It's not inconvenient. I don't know.
Like, are you Austrian? Is there a reason for you to be in Vienna?
I think later. Maybe later. I got tickets. Why?
This makes no sense.
It's a Vocal Minority podcast.
We just like sausages.
Schnitzel.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Vienna wieners. Yeah, in the can.
Exactly.
Yeah. You can go wrong, actually. Those are tiny mini finger hot dogs in water. So you can go very wrong.
Yeah, that sounds like it's.
Oh, Vienna.
Yeah, but that's if you down it with an OV, though. Just say OV for that great tasting beer. OV, oh yeah.
Sure.
Damn.
Oh, okay. No more.
That was a hot opening.
That really was. That was
we-
one of our best. I'm
Okay,
really impressed. We need to remember
Let's
this.
record the show now.
It's going to be followed up with an Ultravox clip, surely.
Yeah, definitely. Mark.
Amazing. Well, hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Vocal Minority Podcast, the podcast that loves a randomly located friendly. What? On this week's show, we talk about, oh dear God, so much stuff. TFC welcoming Tobias back into the fold, new players, the Canadian women's national team winning their group, huzzah, new signings for Toronto, more CSA drama. Get those sack the CSA t-shirts out of the closet, kids. Wayne Rooney returns, and more. And now this week's panel. Back from his 27-hour layover, it's Duncan Fletcher.
Air Canada is good times, people. Can't recommend those guys enough.
I'm waiting for the epic 13-paragraph Google review. He's out of the office and raring to go. Welcome to Mark Hinckley. Actually, you're in the office right now.
Well, I mean, office is subjective. I just don't want to go back in the office. So
No, and I don't blame you.
been there, done that.
Still working on perfecting his pizza delivery. Say hello to Tony Walsh.
30 minutes or as late.
Oh,
That's
you're
reasonable.
improving.
Okay.
Actually, accurate
That's a
too.
factual slogan. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
I like this. I like this nod to crazy people. That's good.
Pizza. It's food.
Stony. Bony.
Yes. Aw, amazing. We shouldn't even record now. As for me, I'm waiting for a UEFA match that has less than 5 goals in the first half. I am your host, Kristen Knowles, and now to this week's show. All right, well, we'll look back about what's been happening. We're going to start off with TFC and, the buzz, the excitement, the magic, right? Like, signing new Italian here and new Italian there. And
You're Italian, they're Italian, everywhere, Italian, oh, McDonald. That's not what we're
Oh,
doing.
magnificos here.
exactly.
Yeah.
And his little dog, too. And then Mimo and so-and-so and, oh, my God, like
Curtis
everything.
Blow. And,
Hey, Mark, you know how that nursery rhyme ends?
sure. Well, I'm not sure.
E-I-E-O.
Oh, hey.
Hey,
Get five.
hey.
Not hip-hop hooray.
We're really, really culturally blending shit, and it's making me uncomfortable. Just throwing it up there.
It's been a long week and it's only Tuesday. We're
Yeah,
sorry,
that's
everyone.
accurate.
Okay.
The
I'm ready
Vocal
for the
Minority
weekend.
the Vocal Minority Podcast, appropriating everyone's culture at once.
Well, we've been doing it for 8 years, so
Why start now? Count me.
Yeah. Anyway, so the buzz around Toronto FC, is massive. There's all, the rumors about the players that are coming and players that are going. And then, of course, as last week rolled on, it became very apparent that Insigne was not going to play on the weekend because, shocking, they signed an injured player. TFC never does that. This is brand new for them. That never, ever happens and won't happen again with any other new players they may have just signed. But you know, they have brand new defender. That's super exciting to take the place of the one just going back to Mexico. Anyway, so, you know, the match, beautiful day for football. Saturday, the weather was perfect. Lots of excitement. People who didn't realize that Insigne wasn't playing had bought tickets at inflated prices and were still going to the match. It was great. So if you sold your tickets and made some bank this weekend, good job on you, Mark. And
You're welcome, sucker.
but you know, the match started not well, but then they came back. They were winning. Things were looking good-ish. And then, oh no. Once again, somehow, poor defending. Anyway, it was a disappointing
Somehow.
match.
Like that was
Somehow.
a mystery. I'm surprised it took that long.
Actually, so am I, the way that game was going. It, my dad just kept messaging me, how do they continue to defend so badly? I'm like, I don't know. It's the TFC way. It's just, I can't help you. It is incredibly frustrating how year after year, time and time again, they somehow manage to just be really shit at defending. Like, no matter who they sign, no matter who the coach is, it just doesn't seem to matter. I get that MLSE, the whole thing is like the pressure to win. So they always want like goals and action and shit like that, and no one really cares about defending. But I just like how I don't get it.
Are you not entertained, Kristen?
Not as much as you.
Aren't you just happy that all the players had a good time?
Friendships.
I don't know.
made.
Did they get orange slices at the half? I didn't see any evidence of oranges at the halftime. So without that, how can I possibly really know? Because that was always the best part. I will say that Lil Crisco was actually pretty fun to watch. You know, there is some talent there, even for an old guy. And
that's quite the evaluation there. There's some talent there.
there's some talent there.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
I think that bit was always kind of there. It's just a question of, okay, how old and how slow is he and all that sort of thing. But I think there was always talent.
But it's it is interesting whenever you see like one of these new guys start. I'll be very curious to see when Insigne actually finally plays a match. Especially when they come from a different league where they've played at, you know, quite frankly, a higher level, to see still a little bit of the disconnect where they're used to one thing, and then they come to the realization that the rest of, no, you don't know how to, okay, you don't play, no, okay, and you watch and you can see it happening. And we've watched it happen, right? Like we saw it with Vasquez, we saw it with even with Seba. But we've seen it with other players that have come from other places who are just like, with Pozuelo even, so it's an interesting adjustment to watch occurring on the pitch.
I didn't watch any of the game. I'd love to contribute to this, but yeah.
That's why people tune into the show, really.
Oh yeah,
To
exactly.
find out who did and didn't watch the game. Am I the only one that watched?
I watched it.
Well, I don't know. You've been unwell. You might have been sleeping.
This is true. This is
You should have
also
reached
true.
out to us.
I shouldn't have to, Tony.
Sorry, what was the question?
I don't even know what the question was anymore. I was just thinking it was just interesting to watch Cristito try to navigate his teammates as well as the opposition.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, you know, considering he just showed up, wasn't terrible. I mean, he was fine. It was, you could see he's got that nous that some of the younger guys don't have, just positioning and stuff like that. But, they're not necessarily in the right place for the end of a cross or a ball. He tries to play in. That'll take time. But he's got quality. His durability, who knows?
Yeah, I I didn't feel like he had that new foreign player. I'm not sure where the hell I'm supposed to be on this pitch in this league. That kind of tends to happen. Like, I didn't feel like that period of adjustment, adapting to MLS was there, but at the same time, tactically, I didn't feel like it wasn't that he wasn't part of it, but he wasn't.
He's kind of doing his own thing. Yeah,
exactly. Doing his own thing was kind of working.
Yeah, so, it really was for a while. It was like, let him do whatever he wants.
Yeah, which is like not something I expect from somebody who's supposed to play in the back. So, whatever. That's fine. That's makes it fun. Makes it interesting.
He was playing left back, yes. So was he like getting forward a lot, or is he a kind of bit more of a stay-at-home fullback?
Oh no. He was like, sure, you guys defend. I'll be up here.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Not really towing the company line as far as the back four goes.
No, he was much more mobile and forwardly active than I expected for.
That's what fullbacks do these days. So that's seems like a positive thing. Yeah. Your fullbacks are your wingers now. Your wingers are just inverted forwards. Your fullbacks are your wingers. So that's one thing. Is he actually doing that part of the job? Apparently he is. So hooray!
One match in, yeah. Now he did. He came off. He had a little bit of a cramp, but apparently he signaled. It wasn't an injury. It was just a cramp. Everyone, back down the panic station. So it was kind of funny. I think. Like the next couple matches, obviously, are what's going to be. They've got 2 matches this week, which we'll talk about towards the end of the show. Insigne is currently tapped for this coming weekend, or maybe the week after. Right now, I think they're trying desperately to get him in for the match against Montreal. But I have this feeling he's going to like debut in the Voyageurs Cup kind of thing, right? Bring him on for the big cup final in another province.
Mm-hmm.
What are we playing for? What is this? Sure, why not?
Suck it, Joey. This is better than any Italian you ever brought in.
Except for Piatti, that guy's still pretty good.
Piatti's not Italian, is he?
Yeah, I thought he was Argentine.
Oh, you're right. My bad. Better than every Italian you ever brought in, sucker. That I feel even better about liking Piatti.
See, there you go. It's okay. Yeah, guilt free now. It's good.
I know. Oh. It's like a boy.
But it was again, overall, like the match had some bright spots to it. But it was the whole conceding at the last minute to a team that is shit and has been shit on the road. Like both the goals that were scored by San Jose were scored by players that, shockingly, because TFC are a team of givers, hadn't scored at all. It was their first goal. Congratulations. You're welcome.
Oh, that's delightful.
So that was disappointing. I know. We're so nice. We're such a generous team.
I do give credit to San Jose for fully embracing being MLS's gray mouse by wearing the most gray mouse kit you could possibly invent.
Oh my God, it was so bad.
So boring.
Is it more gray mouse than like Toronto's white and gray?
Yes, it was a couple of shades of gray.
Yeah.
So erotic.
Anyway, at least I didn't lose, so there's that. But again, it was yeah. All right, well let's move on to something more positive.
Although I'll say one thing before we close out.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
It just something I was thinking about, like, I mean, now I'm not gonna get all silly and be like the Bradley out stuff, but if he wasn't Bob Bradley, boy, would people be baying for a manager change by now, probably.
You think?
Like, these are not good results overall. There's not a lot of forward. There's not a ton of like progression, really, is there?
Well, I find this whole season to be really.
So, or was everything just going to be temporary pause until all the Italians showed up.
Well, I guess, and
I imagine that was the expectations. Yeah.
So he's only going to be judged. I don't listen. I don't think I'm not saying he should be sacked or anything like that. I'm not being silly.
No, I know, but
I'm wondering if his judgment on his performance is expected from the club and in a roundabout way from fans to only really begin once he has his quote unquote full team.
Yeah, I think, a year from now, like judging him would be very, very fair. This year, I think, probably internally it was very much this is just very much in flux right now. Play a bunch of kids. If you get results, that's great. If not, I mean, it's mainly about, okay, eventually it's going to be together, hopefully by the second half of this year, or at least for next year, is when I think actual expectations will be there.
Yeah, fair enough.
As results go.
Fair enough. Yeah. It's probably lucky that it's him, because if it was the manager from this time last year, someone with no real pedigree, I think he's getting a lot of patience, which, to be fair, really isn't on him. It's the club was roster-wise a mess.
I don't disagree. I think if it was still that old guy, whatever his name was, I don't even remember anymore.
Coach Abby.
Right, that's the guy. There would be a lot of called, get rid of this guy, and then probably let's bring in some like Italian or whatever. Carlo Ancelotti. What's he doing these days?
Yeah, apparently coaching Canada after Herdman. Who knows?
Well, hanging out with
likes Canada.
He very much likes Canada. So
he fucked up with Italy. So yeah.
Why not bring him on in?
Didn't you see the smile on his face with those Canadian politicians?
Oh God, that was creepy. I think it's like this season, like we knew this was going to be a weird season anyway, and and we had like the youth movement. Obviously, they're waiting for Insigne, and they kept hinting at other moves, but personally, I don't know that anybody could have foresaw the amount of what just happened over the last 2 weeks, the last week and a half. Like, to have a DP who was signed 6 months ago, we're going to talk about this in a little bit, no longer with the team. Your other star DP who was a league MVP not that long ago, gone. Altidore was always leaving. That was fine. But just the amount of turnover but the amount of turnover in the last couple weeks, to have it sort of, happen so rapidly, like the Salcedo situation, no one could have foreseen that, I don't think. But I think it's been even more than what they had planned. And obviously they have plans, and this is, more than a one season roster rebuild, which, at its core, I'm fine with, because it's needed it for so long. But yeah, it's just been, I find it very hard to sort of like focus on the results, almost like we talk about them, but I feel like it's almost immaterial this season. What happens?
It's kind of like people listening to the show.
Yeah,
they hear the results about the game, but it's immaterial.
Yeah, the whole thing is a bit of a shambles. It's clearly just, all right, we're just going to throw a bunch of shit at the wall and see what sticks. And, it might work, it might not.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you come back for it week after week, and we love you.
This is what it sounds like when doves cry. Is Salcedo the shortest DP since Eric Hasley?
I think so.
I think Arruti was after Hasley, wasn't it?
Oh, Arruti, yeah. That was only 4 months?
Minutes. Well,
37 minutes.
37 minutes.
37 minutes.
Maybe a couple of months after from signing to
37 minutes. Yeah. Hilarious.
But Arruti definitely was definitely shorter.
He's still the winner.
Yeah, Hasley got half a season.
Wow, TFC are we must have the record for short-term DPs, surely.
It's our special skill.
Probably. There's probably some of the shit teams out there. Miami's probably had all sorts of nonsense
in their short history. Probably.
Yeah, but they've had 20.
But does Colorado even have a Drake or a Drake-esque type person to promise a phone call to sweeten the deal to come? Because I don't know. I can't even think of Colorado musicians. There's probably a couple obvious ones, but Like John Denver's dead. So.
Yeah, I was going to say John Denver, but
I don't remember who was. I don't remember who Colorado's entry was in the song contest. So
it was it was those the
oh god, was it the annoying
keyboardist and she was pregnant and
oh god, they were terrible. Never mind.
Did America try to have a Eurovision Song Contest?
Oh, absolutely they did. Oh, they did. They did more than try.
When was this?
April, March,
recently.
April. Yeah.
Wow, must have been a raging success.
Every episode had one artist you've heard of.
Yeah.
Like Michael Bolton represented Connecticut, and one half of I just had the name and it disappeared. That's the name of the game.
Crystal Method?
Crystal Method. So one half of the Crystal Method, who's still going by the Crystal Method, represented Nevada.
Was it Crystal or Method?
It was Method.
Method.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Crystal's long gone, but like Macy Gray was in it.
Cisco.
Oh, Cisco.
And
did he sing the little funk song?
No, he didn't.
Well,
Anyway.
according to website ranker.com, the best musical
website what?
It's called ranker.com. The best musical act, not wanker.
No.
Sorry. No.
I got
not .co.uk. John Denver, obviously number one. Number two, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Colorado is claiming.
Pardon, really? Well then.
Colorado is claiming Earth, Wind, and Fire. Someone named Nathaniel Rateliff.
Sounds made up.
Sure. One Republic.
Okay.
The Lumineers.
Oh.
And now I'm now only reading the ones I've actually heard of. Big Head Todd and the Monsters.
I haven't heard that name in decades.
Yeah.
Flowbots? Are the Flowbots on the list?
Wow, no.
Really?
I've kind of run out of names I've ever heard of before.
They're literally the first I can think of.
Oh, there is a band called Lothar and the Hand People.
Oh.
Yeah.
It'd be better if it was
massive in Colorado
jobs,
Springs.
but,
Massive.
Wow. There you go.
This has been your Colorado Music Minute.
You guys into sugar? You guys into Sugarloaf?
Oh, I've heard of them.
Really? What about Flowbots?
Yeah, Flowbots.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
Flowbots.
can ride a bike
All right,
with
there
no
you go. You guys
handlebars.
are the enemy of this podcast.
All right, moving on.
So there's no Drake, is what I'm saying, and that's what makes it harder for them to try and enamor pseudo football celebrities to come over. I say pseudo because, like, how popular are they really? And then they get here and it's like, oh, Drake, it was a recorded voicemail. Wow, that was nice. And then they want to leave because Colorado wasn't going to even bother with a air quotes celebrity phone call. They were just going to show up and live in Denver. So
Colorado can't even get Sir
Commerce
Francis
City,
Drake.
Mark.
That shit is landlocked.
Commerce City. It's not in Denver.
I don't recognize. So like, I mean, the revolving. I mean, also too, I feel like a lot of that revolving door happened when the team was particularly chaotically bad, and I could easily see that player being sold. Oh, this team's not that shit, and they get there, and after about 45 minutes on the training ground, they're like, no, this is shit. Shit, they can't. There's no defense. They can't even pass. I mean, what are they doing in this training ground? So
did the Denver Broncos get to the Super Bowl and record a song or anything?
the John Elway rap.
Oh yeah. I mean that would be right up there, instantly most famous Colorado musician.
It's the Elway rap.
That would be painful.
What do you rhyme with Broncos?
Moving on to positive things.
Oh, okay.
Like the Canadians national team.
That would be positive.
It is positive. And the fact that they have won their group at the CONCACAF W Championship. And, not everything has been necessarily, oh my God, lights out, this is the most amazing thing ever. But they have yet to concede a goal, even when they haven't looked like they've tried very hard to score goals, which was last night's match. But what's been nice to see is some different faces scoring goals. Julia Grosso has been delightful in her sub minutes. Sophie Schmidt got her like her 20th goal. She hasn't scored in forever, and it was fantastic. She scored last night. Getting to see Janine Becky really, really developing as a provider. She's been sort of instrumental in setting up a lot of attempts on goal, a lot of goals. Christine Sinclair, in the minutes she's played as well, she's been more of playmaker as opposed to goal scorer. So
do we not need goal scorers?
That's what Julia Grosso is for.
Can we stop converting all the strikers into providers?
into midfielders.
We need a finisher.
Well, hopefully, I'd like to see. I really hope that Jordan Huitema's move back to North America helps in that regard, because she still looked a little tentative, a little trying too hard in some of her minutes. Anyway, so they won handily against pretty much everybody. Again, the match against Costa Rica, that was a tough one. The match against Panama was a little. That was tough because Panama was clearly like not interested really in playing. It was one of those matches where it was. I saw a number of people call it dire. A number of people referred to the fact that it was good for insomnia. They fell asleep during it. Like obviously the match against Trinidad and Tobago, once the floodgates opened, there was no stopping that one. And against probably the match last night against Costa Rica was really like the best match in terms of them being tested properly. Costa Rica is generally a tough team to break down. They're second in the group. They'd had a good tournament so far. Their coach, whose name I can't remember right this second, but she's very good. She's like, one of the better coaches in CONCACAF. And so it was a good match in terms of seeing how they were getting frustrated in the midfield, frustrated by a defense that was, putting up a good block across the top of the box, that kind of thing. But also, we talk about, Duncan, you mentioned that we need someone to score goals. What does keep showing up time and again, even with the fact that they've managed to score 9 goals in this tournament so far, is how many times they leave goals just sitting there. They leave chances on the table, and it happened several times last night. Jessie Fleming had a couple, gilt-edged chances. Janine Becky had at least one go spare, and it was just so there was definitely. Again, it's like they're either trying too much or just not taking that extra, just that half-second pause. So that's been frustrating. But again, first in your group, having conceded a goal was not terrible.
They'll presumably now through to the semi-finals against whoever finished second in the other group.
Jamaica, okay,
yeah, all right. Yeah, so then beat that and then, play against the States. You could get a 0-0, win on penalties. Totally plausible. Right.
That's Duncan, you've laid it out perfectly. That's basically the goal, I think. Yeah. It's all setting up for them to play the US in the final, and the winner of that match gets books their spot to the Paris Olympics and to the Gold Cup next year. So
they've already qualified for the World Cup, haven't they?
They've already qualified for the World Cup by winning their group. Yeah.
Okay. So now it's about qualifying for the Olympics.
Yes.
Which they have to. If they win the semi-final, they're qualified for the Olympics. And then the last game is just a.
I think don't they have to win the tournament to?
I don't know.
Anyway,
just presumed.
That's surely not the.
There's going to be one CONCACAF team gets to the Olympics.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that the only entrance to the Olympics?
No, it's not the only entrance. This is just like a guaranteed. There's another qualification round this fall.
Oh, that's convoluted.
Well, it's CONCACAF.
Baby.
But yeah, so it's been
that's a good tagline for their new merchandise too. That's convoluted. That's
yeah, the winner of the tournament earns an automatic berth to the 24 Paris Games. Second and third place teams will advance to a playoff later this year for the final CONCACAF Olympic qualifying spot.
Oh, some kind of wibble.
Indeed. But yeah, it's been overall a positive tournament, but you can see, questions about why isn't Julia Grosso starting, considering she has been such a bright spot. Should Alicia Chapman maybe get a start over Desiree Scott a couple times, because she certainly was a spark when she came in last night. So there are, and Desi Scott's getting a bit of a, she gets a veteran nod, obviously. Sinclair starting every match has been a bit of a surprise, even though she hasn't finished them. But, maybe rest her, bring her in as a sub, but it's Christine Sinclair. It's hard to do that, especially since she hadn't played much before this tournament. So, Priestman's probably just trying to get her minutes, get her back in, in flow with the squad, that sort of thing. So, the other thing about last night's match, and it's hard not to underscore it, was the heat that they played in. It was 40 degrees without the humidity. Something horrible like that.
Man, I just broke out in a sweat hearing that.
I know. I was just like, I knew that they were having weather issues at this tournament, that it was very, very hot, but yeah.
Where were they playing?
Guadalajara.
Okay. I imagine it's probably hot there in July. That doesn't surprise me.
Yep. And it was when the match was starting, it was still afternoon, and so anyway, hopefully, I think their match on Thursday, I think they've got the late match. So should there still be heat issues, at least the sun won't be as prevalent. But yeah, you could see you can see how oppressive the heat was, just in terms of general behavior from both teams. So yeah, but huzzah. Congratulations on winning the group, ladies. It's very good. And we will talk a little bit more about your upcoming match against Jamaica towards the end of the show. All right. Well, as I said in the intro, there's a lot to talk about this week, and from this morning.
Fire for one.
Oh my God! Let me move on to the next segment, you bastards.
Chubby down on her knees.
Okay. So as we're talking about, lots of movement within TFC. So Insigne comes to town, doesn't play. The debut has been delayed. Anybody surprised?
No. I genuinely would have been surprised if he had played, even if he didn't have an injury. I still would have been surprised if he played.
Yeah, the whole week it was all Crisquito is, little Crisco, he's out there with the team. Insigne, he's training on his own. It's like, okay, he's clearly not ready to be playing right now, and you've been lying to us this whole time. Because I doubt it's been, oh shit, an injury just happened. And I said, no, you knew exactly what you were fucking doing. It's the idea that he was going to be July 9th was going to be when he'd make his debut was always bullshit. They knew it. They've been lying to us the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Lying to the Italian supporters, the Neapolitan whatever
pizza makers.
Yes, whatever the Napoli ultras call themselves.
Is Napoli what you're grasping for? Napoli's? I don't know. What do they go by?
Neapolitans.
Is it Neapolitans? Oh, I guess.
We're thinking of Nepal.
I'm thinking of three flavors of ice cream.
I was going to say it's the ice cream people.
Yeah.
And also too, it's not she'll be down on her knees. You'll be on your knees before you know it. Easy lover. My mistake.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Apologies to both Phils.
And what about the apology to the sucker who overpaid for my tickets for the game?
Yeah.
I mean, I sold those suckers for over $50. Well, I got $50 each. I wasn't. Nice. I couldn't make it anyway. I didn't want a chance feeling like shit and possibly being contagious.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were the cheapest seats at the time when I put them up. Like,
that's impressive.
About $5 a head. So, like, to those suckers who paid for them, where's their apology? Because I don't feel that bad.
Also, to be fair to TFC, I hadn't realized in my meager brain all these years that Napoli is right in the middle of Indianapolis.
It's right there.
Yeah.
It should be a neighborhood inside Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Huh.
What Indianapolis based
makes you think. Indiana, I don't know why we're thinking about it, but it does make you think. Yeah.
You ever had that there in Indianapolitana pizza? Oh,
it's like 3 slices of ice, 3 different types of ice cream, deep fried.
Yeah.
The Indianapolis
in an oval. It's on an oval too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's like a calzone. Yeah.
Oh God. All right. Well,
that's all for this week's show.
Speaking of players that TFC just signed that aren't going to play right away.
That's the peak. That's the Mount Etna of this show. We're not getting better than that. Mount Vesuvio. What's the one near Napoli? I don't know.
Mount Etna?
Isn't that in Sicily?
Yeah, I think it's Vesuvio. It's Pompeii. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I was just throwing out Italian volcanoes. I don't know.
I love the Indianapolis Amalfi Coast. It's so choice at this time of year.
All right, Ferris. So speaking of new TFC players that aren't going to play right away, return of the night. So Mark-Anthony Kaye is official. He's back. He's returning to his home, to the academy that birthed him and then tossed him cruelly away into the MLS cauldron.
We acquired him.
There we go. So it's official. Mark-Anthony Kaye is back and seems, they've done video after video. He's getting almost as much hype actually as Insigne. It's been really interesting. They're really making
it's nice that they're trying to attract
which is good.
Canadian supporters as well as Italian supporters.
Yes.
And those Canadians are going to pay through the nose, Mark, for your tickets next week.
Suckers.
I'm a huge fan of Mark-Anthony Kaye. I think most of us here have, at least some, positive feelings towards him.
Yes.
He's done, fairly well for Canada. And, as we talked about last week, he's played his best football, North American football, MLS football, under Bob Bradley. And this is something that he seems very excited about. Obviously, Bradley's happy to have him back. And one of the things that Toronto has desperately needed is some midfield solidity, because the midfield's just been kind of all over the place. And Mark-Anthony Kaye, at least, he's he is a two-way midfielder, right? He so that's something that they do need. And he's got some scoring ability. He's got some mobility. He has already familiarity playing with Jonathan Osorio. Like there's some positives there. He is of course already injured though, so he's not playing right away because he has a knock too.
I wonder what Canadian rapper they got to call him, like Defoe. I don't think he's quite Drake level, is he? Chuck Lehr. Is Chuck Lehr available?
Shad.
Just what's his name from Swollen Members?
Which one?
That's what I'm saying. What's his name?
You can't get all of them? Wait a minute. All of Swollen Members couldn't get on a conference call?
I don't know, man.
A Zoom?
Oh, maybe a Zoom. Yeah.
I feel like The Weeknd had a free Friday night recently.
True, that is a good point, Duncan.
Do you think Bob Bradley sent him a text that said, "Come to Daddy"?
Ew.
Come back to Daddy.
Yeah, come back to Daddy.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's terrible.
Do you have a kiss for Daddy?
Yeah, or all right.
That's two Ferris Bueller references in one. No, it was Ferris Bueller.
Oh, that was Ferris Bueller. Oh God, you're right. Ew, that's the worst one. Show. Stop it.
That's because I'm trying to apologize to Chicago for the whole Earth, Wind, and Fire thing earlier.
Anyway, I think like other than the fact now, the trade off was, you know, there's some money going both ways. Colorado's going to get some GAM and.
Money doesn't exist in MLS.
I know it's MLS.
Money's a flat circle. Money's a flat circle.
They're also getting Ralph Priso, which I'm sad about because I like Ralph Priso. Now, yes, he has struggled a bit since he came back from his injury, which is unfortunate because he started the season so well.
That's all right. We'll get him back when he's 27.
We'll get him back in like 6 years. You're right.
I don't want to wait that long.
But he is a young player. Like he's only 19, and
Duncan, sing the song.
19.
More interludes per square.
19. Anyway, so
that song. Right.
I was like, is that what we're doing?
Yes.
That was what I was doing.
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I was trying to help, but no one was paying attention because I was doing it.
It was 19. 19.
Oh man, the kids, we are skewing our demographic downwards on this show.
Anyway, Bob Bradley has said in interviews that, he needs some development time. He needs to get some minutes. It doesn't seem like it's something that's going to continue to happen here, but, said lots of nice things about him, but does clearly think that he needs a bit more work. But maybe this will work out. And Robin Fraser obviously has connections to the team, would have already, been aware of Ralph Priso. So that is a positive in itself, right?
He poached our Priso.
But the thing was that Ralph Priso was at the match on Saturday.
Oh.
He'd already been traded. It'd already been announced. And he was shown on the broadcast, and it was just like this.
That was cruel.
Sad, heartbreaking moment. It was like, what?
Why would he be there though? Why would he be there watching?
He was
That's
just like
weird.
in a hospitality box kind of thing.
Yeah, they just showed him like.
Did they bring him out on the pitch to say goodbye?
No,
him and Paolo Rossi's ghost.
It was so weird. It was like, oh, that's
weird. That is weird.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I know. It was odd. It was odd. But again, having Mark Anthony Kaye is a very good thing. And he does seem genuinely excited to be back in Toronto, to be playing for Bob Bradley again. Oh, the other thing, sort of insult to injury in the whole Kaye versus Priso, he's getting his number too.
Oh, snap.
I know. I was like, this is really mean, you guys.
Could we not have given Mark Anthony Kaye the number 9?
Right.
Did they peel his number off the shirt like on that?
I
live
wonder.
broadcast?
You won't need this anymore. Yank.
Yeah. Like Lisa taking Ralph's heart. Oh, Ralph as well.
That's exactly what I was picturing. Anyway, so they're still, Mark Anthony Kaye is not going to play on Wednesday, but they're making noises like he might play on the weekend. So we'll see.
Yeah, they make lots of noises about
they've been making noises about like Insigne playing for weeks and what have you. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Are they going to have a big on-stage unveiling in Little Canada?
I would hope so.
I hope so. Have you ever been to Little Canada? It's quite interesting.
Oh, it's charming.
Yeah.
Beavers everywhere. They just run up. You feed them maple syrup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the other big news that's been confirmed and everything.
I just love in sort of Little Canada, the one thing they've got for Hamilton is essentially the view from the QEW. It's all the fucking smokestacks and everything. That's Hamilton in Little Canada. Delightful.
It's very accurate.
Mm.
Mark's still here, Duncan.
I'm waiting for Mark to mute Duncan's mic.
I just find it funny that Duncan's steering wheel never ever exits. It just only sees that one part. It's really a shame that your car doesn't know how to turn. It's really important.
I do occasionally turn off and go through Nikola Tesla Boulevard and end up in Industrial Zone 7 or whatever it is. It's all still pretty much the same.
Do you though? Do you though?
Occasionally. Not often these days, but sometimes.
Okay, so the other big news is that Salcedo, we knew he was, they've been talking about like he's probably leaving, something is going on with his family. And I will say, with all of everything that's been going on, like the rumors, the chatter, well, it's been pretty clear that he was going to be leaving for the last week or so. The team, any reports have been very clear that this has not been, a locker room issue or a performance issue, that there is something going on with his family that necessitates him being back in Mexico in order to be close to, and we don't know what the family situation is, but I guess the team has been, sort of like actively helping in this regard. So I guess he's now signing with FC Juarez is what the latest rumors are, but Salcedo posted on his Instagram, and it is nothing but one big love letter to Toronto, to TFC, and the entire organization. It is all positives. Like I've actually never seen such enthusing in a farewell message, I don't think. And a little bit of subtle swearing too. So I enjoy that too.
Subtle swearing?
No swearing.
Man, what a fucking experience. Except it's spelled FKN. What a league and team. Loved it. I just want to thank everyone that was part of this period of time, and for meeting wonderful people. Thanks to my teammates for the support these last 2 months that I was struggling, and always had a word and a smile to make me feel better and showing me love. And now here's the long list of thanks. And I actually really do like this. Thanks to all the people that work in the TFC family. President, coaching staff, therapists, media, chefs, equipment guys, security guys, the team operators. Without you, this would have been way more complicated. Thanks to the team for understanding the health situation of my family and making everything really easy for me to be with them. Now it's a little bit cheesy, but it's nice. Now I know the real meaning of all for one.
He couldn't have mentioned podcasters.
Apparently not.
Ungrateful. Are we included in media, do you think?
Yes.
Yes.
We must.
Yes.
We must.
Obviously.
That or chefs.
Could be chefs.
Yeah.
It was 6 months, but it felt like it was 10 years. All the best to everyone. Toronto will always be in my heart, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, but it's very nice. And again, very enthusiastic. And he posted a picture with the kitchen staff. Now that's lovely.
Man, that guy loved the kitchen staff.
He really did. So I do think it's unfortunate that this had to end the way it did. Because he had a bit of an uneven season, but obviously, like if you look at,
yep.
Duncan's just waiting. He's like, I'll just let Kristen say her nice things, and then I'll jump in. It'll be fine.
No, I'm just saying a bit of an uneven season. That's a good way to describe it. Yes.
Yeah, it was interesting to watch him be a little bit of a walking red card, but also clearly a very talented defender. Like from the outset, I was pretty pleased with his performance. Obviously, his knowledge of the game, his ability to organize. He was working with spare parts a lot of the time, right? Which is, again, TFC defense, when you're like maybe the only person who is actually a defender out there sometimes. That's obviously an issue, depending on who he was paired with. And then, again, we talk about how off-field issues affect on-field performance. And for the last 2 months, he's been dealing with, sort of like a crisis within his family. That's going to affect where your head's at and how you perform, right? So, I think, like we joke about, and rightfully so, like TFC has been a shit show for years, even amongst the successful times, right? There's always that waiting on the fringes. All right, here we go again. We were talking about the short life of TFC DPs. I feel like this one gets an asterisk next to it because
Seems like it, yeah.
I don't think. I find it hard to believe that there was ever any intention of this not going forward for his full contract or for, whatever, a couple years had this other situation not cropped up. And I think I'm fine with defenders being DPs. Everyone seems to be coming out of the woodwork being, oh, defenders should never be DPs. I'm like, I don't agree with that, but that's, everyone has their own opinions on the insanity of this league. But yeah, it's one of those weird ones. I hope things work out for him. I hope everything is okay in his family. And I'm truly sad to see him go.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, he is clearly not a bad player, but this whole thing did not work out. I'm just kind of curious, and I don't know if there are any statisticians that listen to this show or anything like that, but most red cards per game is like TFC players. I think this guy's got it.
Given number of games. Oh, interesting.
And you've already got sent off like twice in like half a season. I think that
is an impressive statistic. You're right.
I mean, it's like Donnell Henry isn't getting. I mean, a lot of his guys are own goals or give it up penalties or that sort of thing. But I don't think he's getting close to that sort of ratio of red cards. I don't know who else would have. Yeah. So history, right there.
There you go.
The one sad thing is he always it comes across in his farewell message. Even when he signed here, that guy was like always jacked to be here. Like he was really into the idea of being here. So yeah, that's a shame. He kind of shame. Yeah,
all of his social media was always really positive. His player interactions, and I did like that. It did always seem that he was interested in everybody in the organization. It wasn't just whatever the soccer player, I will, the rest of you are peons. He was just like, what he reminded me a little bit of? Oh my God, what's the Ted Lasso?
The Footballer's Life guy?
Yeah, Danny
Trejo?
Danny Trejo, yeah, a little bit. Like not quite.
Danny Rojas.
Danny Rojas, there we go. Danny Trejo. I was like, that's wrong, but...
that guy loves his machete.
Machete is life. But it sort of got like a little bit of that sense from him. Like that he was he just seemed like genuinely excited and happy to be doing these things and to be with this group and to be in this new place and all of those things. That was always the sense I got from him. So anyway.
You guys are aware that Max Arudi is playing for Austin?
What?
I feel like I knew he was still in the league.
Yeah. I know he was in the league. He's in Austin. Is he playing well? 6 goals in 18 appearances. What?
Yeah. He's a good quality DP signing. Like, this is like his 10th year in the league now.
He's 31 years old.
Yeah.
God damn! Wow. Uh-huh. He's managed to have a solid MLS career.
Well, he's played for TFC.
Eight teams.
Portland.
He's got to be close to 100 goals in MLS by now, is he not?
Well, I could tell you, he had for Portland, he had 15 in 65, 29 in 95 for Dallas, 9 for Impact, 7 for Houston, and now 6 for Austin. Oh, he's at the Texas hat trick. He's played for all 3 Texas clubs. Wow.
Oh. That's nice. But yeah, so he's not close to 100 then, is he? Going by those numbers. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, well, give him time. He'll get there.
Yeah. Oh, good for him.
Yeah. Kevin Payne knew what he was doing.
It was such a weird situation. God. What a bizarre. We've had some weird times here. So strange. All right. And we still, Bernardeschi is apparently any second now. Like it'll probably get announced tomorrow morning is what's going to happen. And he won't play for like a month because he'll have a knock too.
Get the stage ready again. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to get one of them double-decker Fiats.
A couple things that got announced or sort of got talked about or revealed. Anyway, some things happened in Canadian soccer today. And the first really was column by Rick Westhead, who has been he's an investigative journalist who has been very much involved in very much involved in the things that have been going on within the negotiations and the drama between the men's national team and the CSA and the women's national team, XNT, with the CSA. Anyway, so he put out quite the article today about sort of the history of all of this and the deal, as it were, made with Canadian soccer business, i.e. the formation of Canadian soccer business. It's fairly damning in a lot of ways. And I don't know, I haven't even had a chance to finish reading it just because I had a crazy day at work. But what I read was kind of like,
it's pretty bad shit.
Yeah, like some of it we knew, but to have it all laid out, especially like the scenes from like
the dropping to the knees.
The dropping to the knees. I was like, that he wasn't.
Why?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot to unpack in that article. It does not make you feel too confident about where the CSA is right now, I guess. Or, man, I mean, of all the alarming things about how shady or how and this is what the players are with this Canadian soccer business. It's like the thing that got me the most is, oh yeah, they can trigger a 10-year extension at the to take it to 2037
years.
Yeah. So that will be a team who's been in 2 World Cups and a very, probably marketable, profitable. Yeah. So you're but they're just gonna keep getting
CSB
the same
options.
Yeah,
it's but they're just gonna CSB.
Yeah. Sorry, CSB. Yeah, but they'll just keep giving the CSA the same $4 million per annum that whole period. Sweet deal.
I mean, it was a gamble at the time. Obviously, CSA, Earl Cochrane and whoever were clueless and couldn't raise money and what have you, and decided, oh, you're going to give us $3 million a year. Yeah. That's a lot more than we can make. So sure, we'll take that. And the CSB obviously gambled that, yeah, all right, we'll give you $3 million. We are confident that we can actually, that Canadian soccer teams will do well and we'll be able to earn more than $3 million, and hooray. And they have won that gamble. As I think I said it somewhere in the article there. Yeah, the CSA bet against like Canada having any kind of success. And I feel like I was talking there just said there was a sponsorship with CIBC apparently for like $5 million a year, and presumably there's other things. It's like okay, yeah, the CSB, the CPL owners are doing well out of this one.
I liked the part in the article where it claimed, Earl Cochrane was saying to the players, "You just don't understand what we're dealing with." It's like, geez, it's like they're being shaken. It's like
exactly, yeah. Like,
you know
what we had to do,
guys, take it easy on us. That's the pain.
And the thing is, like, through all this, so what's like, in the, it's mentioned within the article, but it's also like we've seen WNT, XNT players on social media today as this has come out and stuff. And something we've talked about, and something we talk about when you get into this argument about a women's league or better support from the CSA for the WNT, the XNT, is up until the last year, the men were shit. The WNT, XNT are the ones that have funded and kept Canadian soccer profile on the world stage for years. Those were the matches that sold out, or at least sold tickets. Because again, we've all gone to men's national team games where there ain't nobody there. And so like the frustration levels in terms of like seeking, pay equity and all of this, but also just a recognition of the contribution of the women's program to the CSA and to their coffers, quite frankly, where now all of this attention, and I get it, like it's a massive deal that the men are going to their first World Cup in 36 years. And yes, this is a huge fucking deal. I froze my ass off, whatever. But it's to see how all of it's been laid out in black and white, and credit to Requesthead for the number of current and former CSA board members he got to speak about all this stuff.
Yeah. That was a wonderful little part of it where you get to see some of the shenanigans at like that timeline level. It's like we asked for this, they didn't answer our question, and then the next thing you know, this was approved. The hiring of Bev Priestman, was just shit. Like it's unfortunate because usually when shady secretive shit like that goes down, it usually doesn't end out well. But it's Bev Priestman who managed this team to glory. Mm-hmm. So that shady shit that got to that point tarnishes the fact that this actually turned out really, really, really good.
Yeah, and she's rightfully touted as one of the best young coaches in women's soccer right now. But
I know, but that doesn't justify. Here's sort of
Rhiannon Wilkinson, bit of a hero. Yeah.
It's like pressing for a budget for what the previous coaches made and got nothing, and then rescinded. I'm like, that's
you're asking too many questions.
Yep.
That's grotesque. It's like, no, you're gonna do the job and we're gonna provide everybody for you, and you don't get any. Like, it just sounded like she was going to be a puppet. It was probably in her best interest that she didn't get the job. As much as I would have loved to seen her as the gaffer, if that was the setup for her, she was set up to fail. So like, she deserves to have at least a crack at like that top level coaching job. But like, it's just so fucking underhanded, and just the layers and the directions of the underhandedness. Like, it's not just this shitty deal with Canadian soccer business selling the future away for the present. The layers go on in every direction, and it's just. I'm glad the article has that much depth in it, because I feel like seeing it all on one page really paints a picture. Because quite often, like, I don't know if that was known, if the Rhiannon Wilkinson coaching offer rescinded thing was.
No, I don't think so. Now, props to her. She's part of the Canadian connection at Portland Thorns. She's the head coach. Karina LeBlanc's involved. Obviously, Christine Sinclair, and now Janine Beck. There's a lot of CanCon there, but like, they had to go to the NWSL to make this happen when all of this shenanigans was going on, right? So, yeah, if you haven't read this article, this piece, it's well worth your time. I need to give it like a proper read, but it will continue to and should make Canadian soccer fans a little angry, a little wary of the CSA and their decision making. And
more than that, it's very concerning for the next 2 decades, or at least 15 years or so of and beyond that, because if they're getting such meager revenue, like, what does it say about their ability to develop in the future? Like the part of the article that says, so I think it was a former board member said, why this deal was signed in 2018 with all these, like, we'll concentrate for this moment on the men's team, all these youngsters coming up, and the knowledge that they were going to host the 2026 World Cup with all that comes with that. And that's the moment they chose.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow.
You have no confidence in yourself to be getting much money right now. I mean, okay, fair enough. History suggests you're right now, but come on, even Earl Cochran and like Bontas and whoever, right, you're understaffed or underskilled, whatever exactly the situation might be, surely you can look and say, well, even despite ourselves, we're actually hosting the World Cup at this point. That's going to be a money sort of avalanche, no matter how competent we are. So it's just kind of like, hold on, and then it'll be worth it at that point. And if you're giving away like the 2026 and everything, at like $3 million a year at that rate, you've lost a lot of money in that. And the only thing is that, I think within like the CSB, that's a lot of, I guess, what kind of like maybe convinced people to get involved with the CPL and what have you. And the CSB is definitely helping the CPL. So I guess in that respect, it's kind of good. But, the CSA kind of screwed themselves, and they bet against Canada, which, maybe that's a smart bet. If you didn't know, you were guaranteed to be fucking hosting a World Cup.
I know.
Never mind, we've got some good young players. We might actually do well and maybe make this one. Good Lord.
And we have a successful women's program. Anyway,
yes, that was already there. And yeah.
Oh, I know. So, it's going to be interesting times over the next little bit. It's already been interesting since the men's team went on, had their little Wildcat strike, and the WNTXNT have been, current and former players, been speaking out very loudly about the need for a league, the need for support from within Canada Soccer and infrastructure for the women's game. That's already been happening, and it's just been getting louder and louder. And, we've got tournaments and friendlies and all sorts of things coming up over the next few months. Again, the lead up for the men to the World Cup. Women are building towards the World Cup next year. It's just, it's a lot. And it's frustrating to think that we're about to go back a decade to the sack the CSA times. It's like literally people were messaging us today asking if we had t-shirts. Sorry, when I say us, I meant the Voyageurs. Sorry.
We knew who you meant. Nobody's messaging the BMP for sack the CSA.
Well, I don't know. we could probably...
Unless, of course, Tony did an amazing shirt where it shows somebody wearing, somebody in a suit says CSA and getting kicked in the balls with a little action bubble that says sacked, underneath it.
Working on it.
Brilliant.
I was gonna say, I feel like that shirt's about to become a reality.
I'm gonna scratch the one I've been working on a adult rated Girth Wind and Fire one while we've been doing the show.
Nice. It would be the fourth most popular thing out of Colorado. So, but I mean, we knew the we you were talking about was the Voyageurs. You have to run
your real family.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
Yeah.
We're just
I love you guys the best.
We're the orphan stepchildren of your life.
No. Don't think that.
Just the stepping stones. Moved on to better things now.
No. Oh, I love you guys best.
Yeah, to come over and clean your chimney. That's not a euphemism.
I was going to say, is that a euphemism? Does Kristen even have a chimney?
No, I live on the top floor. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it makes it more dangerous.
I only throw carrots at the people I love.
You throw potatoes at the people you hate.
Well, ovs. Anyway, it's a messy, unpleasant situation, and
this conversation, yeah, it is.
Yes, absolutely. But no one from the CSA has commented or agreed to be interviewed. But also, interestingly enough, none of the current men's team did either.
Well, it's kind of a no-win situation for them at the moment.
I know, but it's just the whole thing is interesting. But I expect fallout over the next few days, and I'm sure we're going to be talking about this again next week.
And there is an interesting part of that article where I think it was Sam Payet's agent was talking about that they should probably be putting their efforts into union and creating a union rather than fighting this issue at the moment, because it's kind of horses left the barn a little bit.
They have a union waiting right there, waiting to embrace them.
And I do feel like the current team was kind of talking to suggest there is some kind of collective there rather than sort of individual people understanding. Yeah, okay, I'll talk about this. It would be surprising if 30 odd players all individually decided that, as opposed to one sort of collective decision. So it seems good if they're collectively focusing on things, whether it's forming a union or just doing the negotiating without a union but doing it collectively amongst themselves, whatever it might be, who knows.
So in positive Canadian soccer news today, League One Canada, which is the new sort of unified trying to be a body for lower level Canadian soccer, announced the inaugural Women's Interprovincial Championship, which is very exciting. It's going to be held this summer in August in Laval. So we'll have teams from League One BC, League One Ontario, and the PLSQ, which, obviously that's still a smaller sample than maybe you want for a tournament like this, but it's an important start to have something that is, involves the three major provincial leagues within Canada, to get them playing against one another, to have this cross-country competition, and to start, building foundations for a league, for other leagues in other provinces to build from, so this is really exciting. It's going to be, again, it's a small tournament. There's not that many teams involved. I think it's only 4 teams this year, but
it's like the champion of Ottawa, champion of BC, champion of Quebec, and then Quebec gets another position presumably because they're hosting.
Exactly.
And it's felt very CHL.
Yeah.
And that's probably exactly the model they should be going after at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
absolutely.
It's a very positive step.
It's going to be like many things Canadian soccer related. It will be on that network that we try not to talk about, but it will be on their website and the app. It'll also be on Fubo. So if you have Fubo, there you go. Anyway, this is a really important starting step, and really excited to see that happen. So if you can get to Laval in August, do it, because it'll be fun. And please do watch it. Do support this. It's important to support the grassroots wherever we can. And, as excited as everyone gets seeing, League One Ontario on PLSQ teams and that sort of thing in the Voyageurs Cup, this is a similar thing. This is the kind of thing you want to be supporting and you want to be getting excited about in order to elevate this level of the game, to give it another level to grow to. It should be cool. I hopefully might even try to attend a match if I can get some time off work. Huzzah! Yay for positive Canadian soccer news.
Mm-hmm. Who's making all the money off this tournament, though?
That is the question, isn't it? All right. Oh my God, we still have so much to talk about. Not that much. So coming up this week, there are a few matches ahead. Canadian women's national team, as we mentioned, so they've got their semifinal match against Jamaica on Thursday, 10 p.m. Like I said, they've got the late game. This is likely setting up that final against the Americans, who have also had a pretty easy time of it in their group. Again, winner of this tournament gets automatic qualification to the Paris Olympics, so that's a huge prize. But also, another opportunity to go up against the Americans. It's always a good thing for the Canadian squad to sort of test their mettle against what is still, one of the top teams in women's soccer. So please, hopefully, get a chance to watch that, and be nice to see them play on at least one more day's rest, a late match. So hopefully the weather won't affect it as much. So that should be good. And then, actually, sorry, do we want to do a score prediction for this?
With the Canada versus Jamaica, 1-0 Canada.
Because the Jamaican team is no slouch, right? So
sure, 1-0.
2-1 Canada.
2-0 Canada.
I'm gonna go with 2-1 because I think Bunny Shaw, she's got at least another goal in her. She's such a force. She's so much fun to watch. As long as they win, I won't even be upset if she scores, just because I enjoy watching her play so much. Gosh, she's got a huge career ahead of her. It's ridiculous. I always forget how young she is. Anyway, but yeah, 2-1 Canada. All right. TFC have not one but 2 matches this week.
Ugh.
2 chances for Insigne to not play. Everyone's so excited. Remember when this was just a TFC podcast, you guys?
I know, but we've grown.
Have we? No, we have.
I mean, not emotionally, but
no, we were emotionally stunted long ago. So they've got an away match against the Tire Fire on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. And then the away match to the Snowflakes on Saturday. I think it's a 7:30 start, but Chicago first. So Chicago's one of the few teams that Toronto has historically been successful against. So strange to look at when you look at like MLS previews and you see like historically it's almost always like very close, or the other team still has a historical upper hand over Toronto. This one's the other way around. It's very nice, but Chicago, obviously has had they've had some times. They tried to rebrand, and then they tried to take their rebrand back, sort of, kinda. They've had some other issues with like supporters and stuff, so that's been fun. But they're also, which will mean nothing because it's Toronto, but they're the worst team in the league right now.
The worst team in the league. Ooh,
like the entire
when
league.
You're worst team in the world, Chicago. Then what's wrong?
Yeah. Get a real resume, assholes.
Yeah. Get yourself a real claim to fame.
But they're very bad. They're worse than Toronto. So an okay record at home though, 3-3-3. Could go either way. Don't score very many goals, but they don't let in as many as TFC, because then again, who does? Almost nobody, except for like DC. Should be a exciting, super fun game of 2 titans of MLS North American soccer. It's going to be a bad game. It's probably going to be a bad game. Players to watch.
Shaqiri, is he still playing? Is he injured yet? Or is he still playing? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He looked good when they were here the last time there.
He was like the only big player to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, not that Kasper Shabilko's doing much better.
No.
But I mean, I don't know. I'm still going for Shaqiri because he's just
a unit.
He's a human marble, and I love watching I love watching him play. I've loved watching him play for the last couple of years. Even when he was mediocre, it was still fun watching him tear through a human being, whether he had the ball or not. So like, I kind of like his style. I kind of feel like MLS was always going to be a good place for him, and I hope he gets to prove that. And I mean, I'd rather it not be, Wednesday he proves it, but he's just full of entertainment for me. So
fair.
As is heading into their 11th season in September, I'll go with executive producer Dick Wolf.
Bung bung.
Oh, motherfucker!
What?
I Wikipedia Chicago Fire, the TV series. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Good shot.
Man,
Good shot.
I was actually excited for a minute there.
I don't know. Fabian Herbers? Sure.
Bung bung.
Dick Wolf.
You're a dick wolf. Shut up.
Shut Dick Wolf.
You're a cock coyote. Anyone else got a penis / wild dog reference you guys want to make?
Whatever, knob hyena.
You weirdos. Anyway. Kristen, who are you watching? Did you
I don't even know anymore.
Can't pick Dick Wolf. Tony already got him.
Yeah.
Damn it. Well, speaking of wolves, hungry like the wolf, Duran. I'll go with Duran.
Jahan?
Right there.
Duran. Yes.
Oh, yeah. It's
Jay Duran. Juan Duran. John Duran.
Yeah. So we can sort of like
John Duran.
Juan Duran, John Duran. It all works.
Say it quickly enough. It sounds like you're saying Duran.
Exactly.
Yeah. Juan would be better, but yeah, John, sure.
So that's what I'm gonna.
Mm.
And apparently, I'm going to the Duran Duran concert next month, so it all comes together.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're still touring and they're still doing things.
Oh yeah, 40th anniversary.
Used to hope they don't play the new stuff.
Are they on the Lamb or something?
Wolves.
They won't let them go back to Birmingham or something?
Predictions for this one?
Man.
2-2. Shit show. Defensive shit show, I should qualify. Entertaining. Fun.
Yeah.
What everyone wants.
I like Duncan's call. It'll be much of the same as the San Jose match. 2-2. Entertaining as fuck. Disappointing.
1-1 with great viewing by Insigne.
You can take some selfies. He's going to be on the big screen a lot.
Italian community in Chicago, right?
Sure.
I don't know. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with two of my esteemed colleagues. I'm going to jump on this 2-2 train. I think
nice.
The 2-2 train.
The 2-2 train.
Can't believe we did that.
Wow, you think they're going to introduce Insigne into deep dish pizza?
I think
please let there be a video when they do.
Love that.
As long as somebody says, "Oh, you haven't really had pizza until."
Oh, you're from Napoli? Yeah, try this.
Yeah, try real pizza, Larry.
Larry Ensign. Insigne? How do you say that?
In sync.
All right, and then Saturday is the away match to Montreal, 7:30 start time at Saputo.
Well, they're a bunch of dick wolves.
It's true.
Recently, because they trounced Montreal in a Voyageurs Cup match 4-0.
We did.
Yeah, we did. But this is their first MLS meeting this year. So, and Montreal had, they sort of like started the season off kind of, woohoo, look at us. We do good things. And, they still kind of continue to do that. Like they're fourth in the East. What keeps them, in the mix is that while they concede a ton of goals, they also score a lot of goals. So expect, there's like be no commitment to defending, I think, from either team. So Duncan, this week, Duncan, is made for you.
Yeah.
Both matches are like Duncan specials, which means they'll probably be like grim 0-0 draws or something.
What's in a Duncan special? Like if you're at a diner.
Would
donuts be too obvious to say?
I wouldn't have thought that, but okay. I thought it would just be different kinds of black
meats.
pudding.
Oh, I just figured it'd be lots of meats and it like grudgingly
Yorkshire
accepting
pudding.
like a slice of tomato on the side or something.
But the plate's a mess, but it's all there.
Yeah.
But it's all there, yes.
Pizza,
And
every
everything
single
is
topping
cooked.
is
Everything
meat.
is cooked perfectly, so you enjoy it. But it's just all over the place. Yeah.
MLS presents Duncan Week.
Delicious. All right.
I don't know why this hasn't.
Been done
Duncan,
ways,
tell me,
there's not a thing
Duncan,
already.
has Audi at least reached out? Because I feel like presented by Audi, it's Duncan Week. Like it's just right there.
Skoda has reached out.
Skoda presents First Dunk.
Good times. It's going to be great. Yep. People will love it. They won't, but they'll love that they don't love it.
All right. So other than Kai Kamara, who's everyone's player to watch?
Snap into a Slim Jim. It's Rudy Camacho.
Oh yeah. I'm going with Kyoto just because, god damn it, so annoyingly talented.
I'm torn between Joaquin Torres and the lesser of the Chouanier brothers. I'm gonna go with lesser Chouanier.
Oh, lesser Chouanier, yes.
Yeah, that's right. Take that, Matthew.
Chouanier the Lesser, that famous painting with Chouanier the Lesser. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Mark,
that's what we call it, man. Anyway,
I'll take MLS All-Star Kamal Miller.
Ooh.
good call. Good call.
Mark, you're up to scratch with Icelandic more than most of us here.
Little.
Is the number 26 there? Is his last name Porkelson? It's got that weird P.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's definitely the would have that. I don't even know what that character is called. Is it?
Thorkelson? Is
Is
talking about there? I know. I see a Robert Thorkelson. I'm not sure who you're talking about.
Oh, okay. See, on mine it has the weird P looking thing. So it looks like Porkelson.
The theta symbol. But yeah.
Oh, Porkelson's not funny at all.
No.
Porkelson, however.
Yeah.
Comedy gold.
Yeah. I wish I was seeing what you were seeing, but
I mean, there's an assy.
I know. I'm not seeing anything fun at all. I know. I'm disappointed.
Really, Mark? Are you not seeing the P thing?
I'm on the MLS.
Oh, I'm on Wikipedia.
Oh, that would be why. Yeah, the MLS
that's where I get
doesn't have that.
Wikipedia is where I get all my MLS news.
It's probably just as accurate. So.
Well, go to Wikipedia. It's much more fun, obviously.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean,
where Forkelsons become Porkelsons.
Oh yeah,
Marina likes it. We know that much.
It's not a theta, but yeah, I know the symbol you're talking about.
For me,
and it also does
Porkelson.
look like Porkelson, but like Robert, that's not
Robert
or
Bobby Porkelson.
Bob Porkelson. Bob Porkelson.
Hi, it's me, Bob Porkelson. Come down to Porkelson Motors.
Exactly.
We got trucks, we got sedans, we got minivans. Bring the kids down. Hi, Mom.
And they're full of ham.
Yes, they are.
All right. Dear gods. Predictions for this.
3-0 Montreal.
Yeah, that's.
Woof.
I was gonna make it. I was gonna make it slightly worse. I was gonna go 4-1. I say slightly worse, but let me just. I want to put a if Q's in net, it'll be 2-0. If it's the other guy, he'll be cut off his motherfucking line at least once. So that'll be 4-1. I'm thinking we're due for a return of Bono. Not that I want that, but I feel like it's coming.
3-1 Montreal.
3-2 Toronto.
Whoa. Jesus.
I
They
know.
will be playing, Kristen. I don't know why you're doing this.
No, but Mark Anthony Kaye might be.
They're making noises.
Ooh.
Exactly. I heard the noises. There was noises. Definite noise.
Did you feel the noise?
Come on. Two very quick things before we go. One, Duncan,
Yes.
are you delighted with York United's most recent signing?
Yeah, I am entertained by it, yes. This is fun. Oh, the signing plays
Former
from
Darlow
Darlington.
player
Yes.
Kevin Dos Santos.
Uh-huh.
This league's got too many Saints. It's really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it's always two of them together, right? Like, how is
Yeah.
that allowed
Yeah.
to sign
Well,
two players?
What happened to Trey Santos?
Yeah. Can anyone name a footballer called Tres Santos?
Yeah.
Quattro Santos.
There's a Quattro Santos. Oh yeah, Quattro Santos.
Oh, yeah, Quattro Santos.
Legend in
That's
the
a lot.
Caribbean League.
Yeah.
Legend.
That's a lot of Saints.
So
That's
many.
like a saint. That's a saint orgy.
Yes.
Gross.
So, that's quite the
Yeah.
legitimately, that's quite the get by the YU guys.
Yeah. Picking up Darlington players.
I
Yes.
was like, Duncan, your mission now is to like show up in like some of your Darlow gear or whatever.
Yeah, I do feel like I need
befriend
to.
him. This is the inn, Duncan.
Yeah, I feel like I need to go to a game and wear a Darlington kit and
Exactly.
and attract his attention and just confuse the fuck out of the guy.
Ex-Darlow
Exactly.
players, Euros kid. I'm surprised.
You're Duncan. If your mission, Duncan, if you choose to accept it. And then
Start a supporters group, Duncan. I'll join it.
And just go get dressed up in a big giant like Darlington mascot costume to
I was gonna
Mr.
say,
Quaker.
this is Big Quaker, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got this pilgrim costume. Is that close enough?
Perfect. Yep. Being a big pilgrim hat, and we're good to go. Yes.
Nobody's fact checking this.
And then one last
Are you
thing.
a pilgrim or a Quaker?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
are you here for Plymouth or for Darlington?
Check if he has any oats.
Yes.
Check if he has any
Exactly.
oats on
Is
it.
this Peterborough? Can I get some oats?
I've got Gatorade in my pocket. That's quick.
Well, if aren't you something,
yeah.
big boy?
Yeah. Is it in you? Not yet.
Whoa,
Oh,
electrolytes.
Hey.
is that what they're calling it now? High salt. Anyway, so before we leave, one last thing. Welcome back, Wayne Rooney.
Didn't you say that before you asked Duncan about?
I tried. Yeah, I know. So
It can be more than one last thing, Tony.
How? Wait, but where's the trust?
Yeah.
So this is our Peter Falk Columbo moment. Come on now. And like two people that listen to the show are going to get that reference, and thank you for both of you.
Oh, come
Wayne-
on. I feel like
So
Columbo. wouldn't-
Okay, like six
that's
people
a
will
pretty
get the
well-known
reference.
thing. Well,
It's the
you think
capital
we
of
have
Sri
6
Lanka, for
listeners, I
God's
guess.
sake.
Okay.
It's true.
I'm being political and topical. Wayne Rooney back in MLS, not as a player,
Ah,
Legend.
as a coach,
mm.
coaching
MLS legend returns.
MLS legend.
The prodigal son has returned.
He has returned. Yes, DCU's newest coach is Wayne Rooney. Oh boy.
Why not?
You know, it's either going to
Honestly.
be entertaining as fuck, or it's just, or, you know what? Either way, he's either going to somehow be good, or it's going to end in a glorious ball of fire.
Now, I'll give him credit for one thing. Not a lot of young English coaches. Okay, say what you want about his coaching credentials, sure, whatever. To be fair,
at least he has some.
To be fair, if Derby weren't hit with like wave after wave of penalties, he would have kept them up. No, it's true. If you look at their point, right?
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Not a lot of younger English coaches would take. He could have got a job in England just on his name alone. Someone would have.
Yeah,
someone would have hired him.
Man United go through like fucking coaches like fucking.
Sure, Erik ten Hag will be done
had to be at least at most third in line for a Man United job.
Agreed.
Surely when Lampard's fired in whatever October, November, he would have been easily at Everton, right?
Everton, sure. He's going to be right in line for them guys as well. Yeah.
So credit for taking it. You know, he's took a shot. I don't know what that means. I mean, sure. Hey, the road back to English coaching through MLS. I don't know. Jesse Marsh, Rob Bradley. I don't know. It's not impossible. And with his name, he can go back. So he took a shot. At the
very least, like I said, at the very least, he actually does have coaching credentials. Like he has coached at a decent level.
He's got badges.
So
I was enjoying just kind of looking this up online, and one of the first things it links to is a Guardian article. Wayne Rooney takes over at DC United, denies that the move is a backward step. So this is how Britain sees it. Which
well, of course.
In world football, and I don't want to piss off any Rams supporters. DC United to current Derby County. The ranking of world football teams. I don't know.
I don't know either, actually.
Look.
There's a pattern to his jobs here, and it's all about like DC. Where's he going to go from here? Where does he go?
There's a DeKalb County, I think, in DeKalb United. Yeah. Anyway,
Darlington Quakers with a C.
Probably
yes. CW. Quake. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Durham something or other. Durham County.
Oh yeah. They've got to have a team somewhere.
They've got to have a team.
Look,
there's got to be something.
United are destined.
There's got to be something in Ireland.
DC United are destined for success. Okay. And in 2021, he led them to a 44-point finish, which put him safely 1 point above the drop.
Oh.
Then the following season, he managed to almost match the points. Just missed it by so much. 34 points, and they finished second from the bottom to get demoted. So,
Mark,
he can't get demoted at DC. You can only get a draft pick. So, if you want draft picks, because Super Draft, he's the guy you want. Those delicious, meaty draft picks. So this is shrewd as far as I'm concerned.
He can't lose, to be honest. Like Derby County, I know a soft spot for them. They're a mess right now. Like I don't even know if they've got their owner thing sorted out. I know
I was gonna say, are they even like on any sort of stable ground at all right now?
Not really.
They've got to be taken over by a local property developer.
Yeah, but
that sounds very stable.
I know the last guy fell through. There's something where the former owner, I think, sold off the stadium, but the owner of the stadium isn't the owner of the team, but he was thinking of buying the team. Anyway, I'm not going to get into Derby County's mess, but once, and it's still a great historical club. But I mean, for Rooney, what was the? No, they are. Come on, they're not like, they've got a great story.
They've had some moments.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, they've had some deep downs too. They've been way down in the leagues as well. But they've had some great stories over the year in the 70s. Brian Clough years and everything.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
But so for Rooney to go down with him, if he stayed loyal to Derby and went down to League One, he's not going to get noticed all that much if he's trying to improve his career. If he goes to DC, does amazingly well, it's a feather in his cap that, yeah, sure, England doesn't pay much attention to him, but it doesn't tar his image. And even if it goes poorly at DC, again, they're not paying much attention to what happens there anyway. And he goes back as Wayne Rooney, the celebrity manager, and probably gets another job at a middling championship club.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be gaffer of Shrewsbury Town in about 3 years.
Mm. Whether he does really well or really badly at DC. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Seems the most plausible anyway.
I think Tebas, somebody like, just random, completely mid Rotherham. If they're just like almost championship-ish, you're not going to come anywhere near the Premier League or anything, but, occasionally maybe Championship League One. Then, a few years ago, you'd have said the same thing these days.
We're all taking bets on his next English team. It's fun. Preston North End.
That seems reasonable.
That's plausible. Yep.
Salford City.
Oh,
yeah. That one just writes itself.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, 5 years from now they'll be in League One. Maybe pushing for the championship.
I'll say it won't be the Posh because Darren Ferguson's turn again will come back around. So
he's still milling about.
Oh, he's his second. He just got turfed for the second time. So in about 2 years, he'll be back. Maybe 3. He'll be back again. So, oh yeah, Peterborough. We'd love to recycle our coaches. It's amazing. Sorry, managers. Apologize.
We knew what you meant.
You meant your real family.
Anyways, but also Grant McCann's currently coach, so it's just hilarious.
Okay, one last thing before we leave.
Oh my God, it's what?
No, I'm just.
Oh, okay. No, that is our show. That is our really, really long show. Oh my God, is this his 4th time? Jesus Lord.
She lied again.
I mean, are we actually going to talk about this whole like Canada of playing against like Qatar and? Why is it in Vienna in September? How do you feel about that?
We did kind of preface that. Let's leave that gag for next week.
I mean, who was it? Was it? We don't like that Canada's going to be playing against Iran, but we're all cool that Canada's going to be playing against Qatar.
Well, they're playing in Qatar, so they can't really say much, can they?
Is Justin Trudeau going to come out and say, "Oh, well, we don't like this," and all the other people go, "Oh, well, we can't be playing against Iran. That wouldn't be good." Qatar, we're all cool with that. Yeah.
So Qatar and then Uruguay in September, in Vienna of all places.
Yes.
For the Canadian men's national team friendlies in the September window. Good, like at least I don't know. I don't know how to judge these opponents. Like Uruguay's a good opponent. I'd sure play Qatar. I don't know. It's very strange.
Yeah, how good are these teams, and are these clubs going to be? These teams going to be playing their A team or what have you? How seriously does anyone take friendlies? How useful really are they? It'd be good for all the team to get together and do some things and play a couple of games, but let's not take things too seriously. Essentially,
I thought the whole thing up front was just a elaborate mid-year joke.
Nope, there was a reason.
Okay, that is our show.
Oh,
no!
But it was really good.
Oh, fine, go ahead.
No, I don't have anything.
Oh, you suck.
Fell for it.
The show is over. I did fall for it. I did. Look at how weak I am. My God.
You got dunked.
The dunk tank. All right, that is our show for this week. Please join us next week when we hopefully talk about less things. But there's like 4 matches to talk about, so good luck with that. Thank you all for listening. And no one wanted to talk about the Adrian Can story from last week. I'm disappointed in you listeners. Come on now, that was a good story. Do please join us next week when we talk about Insigne not playing yet, Mark-Anthony Kaye maybe playing, hopefully the women going up against the Americans to earn a spot in the Olympics, and more.
Any might be official by then.
it might be official by then. I've been joined by the entire Vocal Minority Podcast panel, to be found out there on the Twitters at Duncan D. Fletcher, Mr. Duncan Fletcher.
Well done to that TFC player that scored a fancy goal. Was that DeAndre Kerr? Yeah, we didn't talk much about the game, but look at you! You dribbled it a long way. You did it. It was a very nice goal. Good for you.
Really was.
Sort of thing, a podcast that's theoretically talking about the team should talk about, but we didn't. So I'm going to put it in now. Well done, kid.
Out in the Twitterverse at MalarkeyFC, Mr. Tony Walsh.
I don't have one last thing to say before we go.
On the tweet machines at Kidner Mark with a K, not a Q, Mr. Mark Hinkley.
Thank you to everybody who continues to support us via Patreon. We absolutely appreciate it. We still have shirts. You can find that link on our website. Tony did a wonderful thing on Azazel's shop, so check out his handiwork. And I'm desperately trying to come up with another Dick Wolf pun thing, but I don't know. I'm out. Sorry.
Maybe we can brand Qatar's national team. And everyone has one of those fancy nicknames.
No.
Nice.
No.
What?
No.
Are you very protective of Dick Wolf?
No.
Bung, bung.
As for me, you can find me on the internet. Yes, the entire internet at KZ Knowles. I've been your host, Kristen Knowles. And now to this week's show.
I feel if anyone got that reference, we should give them Patreon money.
True.
Have you seen our demographic? They exist.
We won't be giving it to them, but I just feel we
should be. Gotcha.
Oh boy! All right.
I don't really have a live from. I was just going. I don't know.
What?
Well, I don't really. What's? I don't know. I kind of did the whole Italian thing last week. I don't know. Live and pretty much starting all over again.
Sure. Or
live from
a secret cache of Sack the CSA T-shirts.
Live from Vienna for no reason. None of us are in Vienna, but we're all in Vienna. I don't know. Just because.
That's kind of funny. I like that.
Live from Shrek 4.
What?
Live from the film Shrek. Wayne Rooney, come on.
Oh. I don't body disparage.
It's more his head and his ears really than his body, but that's okay.
Kristen Knowles, head, not part of body. News at 11.
Kristen hates skulls.
I'm tired of your anti-cranium movement.
My anti-cranium ways. Back on my anti-cranium bullshit. That's right.
I mean, I was going to say Kristen hates head, but I didn't want to leave it like that. I wanted to make sure that it was like, no, let's go with skulls, and we can come back to that one if it needs to.
Yeah. That just makes me think of Al Snow.
What does everybody want?
Head.
What does everybody need?
Head.
Oh no.
Before we go on, I have a little beef with Ranker.com.
Go on.
Or the people who, lifted Earth, Wind, and Fire to number 2 in the Colorado rankings. Earth, Wind, and Fire, I've done a little journalistic digging because I'm a renowned journalist on the podcast.
Yes,
Indeed.
They had 9 primary members. Only 2 of the 9 were from Denver, Colorado.
Bullshit.
Yeah, and the band was officially formed in Chicago. But 2 out of 9, come on.
However, I would have accepted 2 out of 9 if they were formed in Colorado, but they were formed in Chicago. Well, this is a house of lies.
I'll give you that. If everyone was hanging out, in Denver
at a Denny's or something,
yes, hey. let's make Earth, Wind, and Fire. And then yes, I'll give it to you. But no, apparently formed in Chicago. However, that being said, one of the Denver members was Philip Bailey from Easy Lover with Phil Collins fame. So it's
tilted
weighted
back in their favor.
I know,
yes.
it's weighted, but I still think Colorado.
Yeah, I feel like this would be trying to claim the Golden State Warriors championship has been the Canadian thing because Andrew Wiggins was on the team.
Fair. Similar ratio when they're on the court.
Yeah.
There's no Owen Hargraves joke in here somewhere. I feel it.
And an easy lover joke too.
That's true. It's got a hold on me.
Believe it. And until next week, Canada, get used to it.
Kristen doesn't want to offend the Qataris either.
No. Kristen's been bought out by Big Qatar.
Her real family.
Yeah.
How many fucking families do I have?
So many. It's uncomfortable.
Bung, bung.